Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Unlimited. In the last part, I completed Whirlpool Man's stage and got the water cannon from him. So now it's time to continue on with the special modes and do Endless Attack mode. Endless Attack mode is basically like the endless modes from Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 10. Where you basically go through a series of rooms based off of several teams, some of them based off the teams shown in the previous levels, some completely new, and do as many of them as possible before dying. It goes on infinitely as endless states. And after a certain number of rooms, here it's 30, you'll face a boss. When I say rooms, I mean screens. Like here, in this case, we basically have a fusion of Glue Man's stage, and Yo-Yo Man's stage, as well as the Robot Master machine, seeing how many Robot Masters there are in the background. For example, Snake Man, Top Man, Shadow Man, each for each set of Robot Masters. Below is the Mega Man 3 set of Robot Masters, here was Mega Man 4, here's the Mega Man 5 set of Robot Masters. It's very interesting with this setting. As for difficulty, it varies quite a bit, though it depends on the preference. We have all weapons that we have from the previous set of levels, as in we have the Yoku Attack, 8 main Robot Master weapons, as well as the Rod Cannon. But you have to be careful while managing your resource weapons, as you can get caught in quite a pinch if you're not careful. But yeah, even in this part I wasn't able to show off all the types of screens, as when you traverse from one set of screens to another, it's kind of random what the next one will be. Well, it will not be the same as the previous set, but there can be some repetitions, so you won't see all of them at once in the one playthrough, so that's kind of unfortunate. But the interesting thing about this endless attack is that MegaPhilX asked for his fellow designers and forum goers to contribute to some of the maps. So that's pretty nice. It didn't really list who specifically created which set of maps, but if you look at the credits, he credited all the people who were involved. And shoutouts and thanks to all those who did so. Although as here, unlike the main game mode, as we have no access to shops, we don't have access to Shock Guard or Beat Call. So any spikes are instant death, and falling into the pit is instant death. Though, we actually start out with the energy balancer, so that's nice. And of course, only one life. These holograms are pretty annoying, especially if you're unfamiliar with these room types. As they don't have a direct traversable weapon, something like the Phantom Fuse from Mega Man Rock Force makes it kind of difficult to hit them. Though on the flip side, we have things like the Jet Missile, Yoku Attack, and kind of like the Blue Shot. Though I still wish I had a more Snake-type weapon. And the Charge Shot makes taking on some of these enemies much easier than before. As in the main game I didn't have access to Charge Shots, so I basically ran off of Mega Man 2, 3, 9, 10 physics, or movement. But essentially that's the main essence of it. Go through a series of rooms, some more difficult than others, and go along as possible before death. A pretty fun mode, and it's a nice way of challenging your Mega Man expertise, as well as knowledge of this game. It really helps to showcase each of the weapons in their fullest potential in certain regards. For example, in one section, there was one place where there was a lot of Mr. Shurians, or Mr. Newcomers. And if you use the Comet Dash into them, not only will you destroy them, but you'll destroy all their pippies that they release from their suitcases. Which makes it awesome for recharging all your weapon energy, as there's sets of 5 of them at once. It would be really annoying to take them on normally, but if you have things like the Rainbow Beam and Comet Dash, it really recharges your weapon energy pretty quickly. And considering that the energy balancer here acts a little bit better than the normal Mega Man energy balancer, in the sense that if your current weapon energy is, for your certain weapon, is at max, it'll start refilling the next lowest weapon energy. In the normal Mega Man games, or most of them if I can recall, what would usually happen is that even if you equipped a weapon which was at full weapon energy, you had the energy balancer, and you picked up a weapon pickup, it wouldn't recharge the next lowest weapon energy. But here it does, so that's pretty nice. I really didn't want to take any risk with all of these illusions, as while going over these spikes it would be quite challenging. Though the Yoku attack makes quick dispensation of them. I decided to take it easy route and just use the rush jet. Here's one of the annoying Yoku block segments. Although unlike Yoku Man stage, we can completely skip the most of it. Normally you're supposed to jump over these sets of Yoku blocks and whatnot, travel on them, while being chased by all those yo-yo chasers that are coming up soon enough, like those. But you can just skip it by using the rush jet. I just wanted to collect all the weapon energy that was left over, just in case. It's pretty nice that the Yoku attack will collect all of them. But like I said before, my favorite parts of these segments are the mixture of all these teams, references to previous games, as well as a mixture of all these level environments. Even some that weren't shown before. Like there's actually a jungle environment here in this mode, as well as a few more water segments like this one. There was no jungle stage in the normal stages of this game, so nice bit of variety. Though I wish there was more DLC bosses for this game, like Mega Man 9 and 10. Mega Man 9 had one DLC boss, and Mega Man 10 had 3. Alright, now that we reached the 30th screen, it's time to face a Nitro Man. Trinitro Man, to be precise. But other than that, it's a pretty standalone fare. I would have given reaction or live commentary for this stage, but I decided that I had to reset a lot of times to get this number of screens recorded, so I decided to do post-commentary like here. Unfortunately, that results in things like running out of information to talk about. Though, on the subject of Mega Man Unlimited, it was released about 3 years ago for Mega Man's 25th anniversary, and I agree that it's a nice competitor, or true title that it should hold. Well, Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, it had its issues, whereas this one feels like a true successor in multiple ways. In fact, with the addition of this mode, as well as Endless Boss mode, it really feels like an extension of Mega Man 10, or the next chapter of the story. It feels like what a conventional Mega Man 11 fangame would be. As for any suggestions of how the game could improve, well, I would say the game is pretty much at its end cycle in the sense that there will be updates, but the main baseline of the game is done. Well, the things I would really want are, well, I wanted the charge shot, but that's been added as of update 1.2.1, thankfully. But probably the next thing I would have wanted was, well, it's kind of hard to say because I feel like this is a complete package, but in a way I kind of feel like Mega Man Rock Force is more of my favorite titles of this game. I feel like this has a higher put-together quality, but in terms of how favorite it is, Rock Force kind of beats this out, in the sense of the music and, well, the story and the more powerfulness of the weapons. That's not really a fault of this game, but it's just personal opinion. As for general strategies for this mode, for this attack, you can choose a conversationist strategy, a aggressive speedrunner strategy, or a balanced. It really depends. I like to switch to conversionist when I'm running low on weapon and or life energy. But if I'm on pretty high weapon energy or life energy, I'll take a balanced approach. You could take a speedrunning approach, but you have to be careful so you don't run into an unfamiliar category or catapult yourself into spikes or the bottomless pits. If you keep that in mind, you should be able to prosper for quite long enough. And here's the first repetition of a previous segment. We already saw this segment with the skatebot at around screens 1 through 20, I believe. And yeah, the music loops over and over. Wish there was more music, but I can't really complain as MM9 and MM10 have the same thing. Personally though, I prefer endless boss attack compared to this mode. Yes, even though this has a pretty good stage design, I rather prefer the higher action of those boss battles. Except for maybe Nailman's boss battle. But I don't really knock this game mode down. It's pretty fun and enjoyable circumstance of a mode to see how far you can endure. Personally, I would have liked if these were if there was an endless mode on the original NES versions of Mega Man. But oh well. And unfortunately I wasn't able to use the water cannon much in this mode because, well, first of all I didn't really think of much using it, plus the fact is that there are certain enemies that didn't really have good positioning to hit them. It does a constant stream of damage, yes, but you have to be close enough to actually hit them. It works awesome against mini-bosses though. Of course, with uncooperative enemies like the Sniper Joe, it doesn't really work out. And here we're at Comet Woman's boss battle. Interestingly enough, the pre-boss room for this mode is going to be the same as in the endless boss attack, which I'll show off in the next part. So that's pretty interesting. And of course, the way I fight Comet Woman is the same as I fight her in the rematch. Just could use the shotgun approach of using the tank arsenal right in front of her. And here's the jungle segment, which wasn't there before in the original version of this game, but now it's been added. Reminds you quite a bit of Napalm Man's stage for some reason. And here we're at Rainbow Man's boss battle, coming up right now. I kinda mixed up the weakness order here, as Rainbow Man is not weak against the water cannon. He's weak against only to the glue shot. Or at least that's what I thought at first, as he takes a fair amount of damage from the water cannon, but he's much more weak against the glue shot. This segment seems to remind me of the reverse of Legman's stage for some reason, as it's completely vertical with all these spike drops, cannons, as well as meteors and mines. This is also the place where I failed to run, as for a pretty silly reason, as you'll see soon enough. It was all going well here. I was going too well, got the life energy pickup, avoided these mines, was able to take out this glue shot collector, but boom, I got killed right here as I thought I was the upper part of the ladder, and skewered myself onto those spikes. Oh well, got a high score of 97 screens. In the next part, I'll be covering the endless boss attack mode. Thanks for watching and have a nice day! Doodles!